is creating beauty. I like creating beauty. And plenty of artists know that they get criticized for that also. But to me, creating beauty is something I can do and I enjoy doing. And so what this year, or this project that I've been working on, the sand project, has been, in a way, blocking me from doing what I normally do a lot. I started doing some things to recover, emotionally recover too, financially recover, but emotionally recover also. There was a few symbols that I made. Hearts was one symbol, butterflies was another symbol, and portals. With symbolism being transformation and evolution and being free and just the miracle of God in our life. This project is for US Silica, and this is their boardroom window here. So it's an art piece that will be looking through into their boardroom in their new high-rise building out on the Katy Freeway near Katy. And rarely do I do a design that's not mine. This happens to not be mine. It was through Don Lamoureux, architect, and it is going to be held up vertically like this. So I need to try to pack the sand as much as I possibly can. And it's not probably even going to be ever really totally packed because of the vibration of everything. So making it without scratches, without dents, and having this level of perfection. And more than that, the fact that there's about 130 vessels. Each vessel turned out to taking me a few days to do. So it was kind of a thing I did not predict the difficulty. But they're going to be laminated to the panel of glass and they're going to be stood up. So they have to be on there. They have to be bonded well, and I have to have confidence in all of it to be able to do it. So I have to get it to where it's packed, and I have to be able to laminate it on here and hold it in place, force the bubbles out, get it in the right position, make sure it doesn't get all over the sand, don't slide off, various things that it requires of me. So it's down to a grain of sand. If that thing is on the edge and I'm all set and I'm all there and I'm positioning everything, I've only got a very short window of time to be able to do it, or it's not going to work and I start over. Some of these I've done more than once, more than twice. And so it can be a little mind-numbing. it began to scare me. It began to make me think that I had risked too much. That I was confident I could do it, all the way up to the point of starting to laminate through the windows. And it was like I was on the last lap. I was there. I had spent a tremendous amount of hours making the vessels, and I got to that point. And then when I was like looking at them, I was just like, this is a lot of weight.
That is heavy.
Times 130 of them laminated to the window. I knew that once I was to the point of having them all bonded on there, it was going to be difficult to move. And not only difficult to move, it still can break. And I could lose everything.
I could understand.
And I wasn't just going to lose the window. If it broke, I was going to lose everything.
Including the money.
I was going to lose everything. I was going under. That's kind of how I felt. In a way that the balance was...
So everything that you do was at stake.
That's what I felt like.
The living you could make, all this.
It's beyond the
whole
reputation.
Studio was at stake.
Yes, because I have my mortgage, I have my cash flow, I have my other projects I'm flowing, I have my bills. It represented everything at risk.
That's huge. I mean, that really
it was
is
the
huge.
only thing it was that fear that made me call. The liaison that I have with US Silica is very sweet. It's a woman. I really am fond of her. I think that she's...
What's her name?
Clara. She understands the art part. She's always been understanding about the patience part. She's been understanding about the difficulty part, because through the process, when I originally said I could do it in 2 to 3 months, pretty early on I quickly said, there's no way I can do it in 2 or 3 months. And they were understanding and rolling with me. And numerous times I had to kind of bring it up to speed, like I'm still there.
Well, you were a whole year working.
Yes. I've never had anything like
do it.
Michael, through this process, I probably had dozens of people say, are you sure that's going to hold? Are you sure that's not going to break?
That's just what you wanted to hear.
Exactly. That seed of doubt, which sunk in, and I thought about,
That's
eventually
tough. That really is hard.
It made me fearful to take that last leap. And I knew I was at the point where once I started bonding any of them,
you're going to have to do it.
I was going to have to finish all of them. And I made this call to Clara, and I asked her if she could come meet me and talk to me about it.
Was
and
that
I
a
told
hard
her
call?
It was extremely hard. I'm as vulnerable as I could be, because I'm admitting some type of inadequacy or something. I'm admitting my fear of finishing. Everything. They committed a pretty large sum of money. Everything about it. It was very difficult. Plus, they've been so patient. They were thinking I'm calling them to tell them I'm delivering it. And I'm calling them to tell them I need to talk to them about it. That was not going over that well. They answered my prayers. Unbelievably so, because I was not prepared to give them back their deposit.
Well,
if they asked,
couldn't afford to do that.
They would have deserved it if they asked.
I get that.
It actually caused me to do that on another project. This project caused me to give back a deposit on something because I wasn't going to be able to shift and do that other project, which was hard. Giving back a substantial amount of money on another project.
This was
an $11,000 project that I gave back.
God, this is really, oh man, you were on the edge.
It feels like a huge weight has lifted. Now I am responsible for still finishing it. Bottom line, I asked them if I could do my piece, my art, and change it, and that I could even stay close to what was designed originally, design-wise in terms of the circular shape. But, they basically gave me carte blanche to make an art piece for me. That I have the freedom, literally they said, I have the freedom to make it how I need to make it.
I think that's what it should have been in the beginning, frankly.
That would have been done a long time ago.
You're the artist.
It's something that's going to be more beautiful, I think. In the end, it'll be more dynamic. It'll be more beautiful.
Okay, so yes, one day I received a call from Bill, and he asked me to go visit him in the studio to see the progress of the piece. I saw, and talking to him, I saw that there was some colorful pieces that he created using our product. And they were vibrant oranges and purples and blues, which is what I absolutely love. That conversation, that visit is where everything turned, everything changed. We sat and talked for a while, and I kept talking to him about how wonderful the pieces he created from our sand. And he came out and said, how about if we were to change everything around and do the art piece with these samples, like the samples that I currently have. And I said, sure, that's exactly what we need. We need color. And it won't, the piece itself won't be so heavy, there won't be any worry. So needless to say, we scrapped the old design and he started the new. And I got a call just yesterday that our piece might be ready within the next 2 weeks. So we're absolutely excited and cannot wait, and we're going to celebrate. It's almost been a 2-year project, and because of this project and my visit with Bill, all I can say is that it's been a long journey for him and for us, and we're excited that he's going to be delivering our new product within 2 weeks.
I feel like I'm a little bit of a mad scientist, but I love alchemy, and call me an alchemist, I guess. polishing and gluing, and every stage kind of requires me to clean it repeatedly. I don't actually know how many times or how many minutes I've got in cleaning on each piece. But it's kind of a requirement for it to come out right. Otherwise you'd see a bunch of stuff. Takes a grain of sand and make it crazy. Hear that? Yep. Can't find it, but I can hear it. This one kind of make me crazy. I thought breaking glass was hard. My glass is getting so etched. Hard to see it. Yeah, see through it. See now, I can tell there's nothing in there. That should be good. Only one way to find out. What I thought was a bubble, I think, is actually a saw mark that I didn't notice. Just come over it. Part of those handmade effects. Each one of these dots represent a grain of sand. I find it pretty symbolic about what's going on. More to expect in a way, and I know where the values are I'm trying to get to here. So there's certain things I'm doing, I'm purposely doing in the composition. This layer of circles, to me, I mean, it's interesting how many things I've seen lately that have circles in it. Hey, Rosalind. What's up? Maybe I need to take her out. She see somebody. Oh, so you're okay. You're okay, baby. The reason why I call it my universe or my world is that I've thought a lot about all these things, whether it's, you know, the individual circle of people we're in, or the individual sphere of business I'm in, or the world itself and all the planets bumping into each other. You know, it's kind of it's this whole big universe swirling around. And now that I feel that it's saying what I wanted to say, I have a lot more confidence in it and a lot more feel for it. You know, it's not drudgery or anything. When it's feeling like I'm in my groove, I can work it. And when it's doing what I need it to do, I can work it. So when you're saying, you know, I'm at a different level, I do feel that way. I feel like I have progressed in ways I never thought about before. And as a composition, you know, the art of it, the playing with color, the playing with shape, and taking that flat plane of glass and making it something that's three-dimensional and visually pleasing and visually dynamic and having energy and still having all the symbolism of things that I want to say about it. So it's, yeah, I'm nailing it. That's true. Got it. It's amazing. The one downside of being known for making things that nobody's ever made before is that I've never made it before either. So it's a learning curve that I need to also absorb.
When did that hit you?
Yeah. That was the biggest lesson I've learned on U.S. silica job. I'm not as smart as I thought I was. It's added a lot to this piece especially. Not just my knowledge of glass or weird design, it's more how to roll with it. I had to learn how to roll with it.
Daddy said to live your life, rolling hard down on your price. You got to give all your heart if you want to. You got to give all your heart if you want to. You got to give all your heart if you want to. Be set free.
My shop mess.
You got to give all your heart.
I need to do something about that.
You got to